everybody, it's Enoch again for Native American Appreciation Month. It's the 11th day. It's November 11th, 2015, and it's Veterans Day. And normally I would actually tell a story today, but I wanted to do a spotlight on a person. So something that I would do tomorrow, I'm going to actually do today. I want to do a spotlight on a person because being Veterans Day, I thought, there's no better time than to talk about this one individual who is kind of a prominent story in Native American culture, in Native American history. And I want to talk today about a man named Ira Hayes. Now, for most of us, we probably don't know who Ira Hayes is, but I guarantee in the Marine Corps, there's a lot of respect for this man. We will recognize the image that he's captured in, and we will recognize the individuals who that are part of this image, but we may not recognize the actual individual. So we'll talk about that here in a second as I show you this. But let's just talk about Ira Hayes a little bit. Now, Ira Hayes joined the Marine Corps on August 26 in 1942, and he completed his training at the Platoon 701 Marine Corps base in San Diego. After he finished his training there, he actually volunteered to become a paratrooper, and he ended up going to parachute school at Camp Gillespie in San Diego, where he received the code name Chief Fallen Cloud. Now, Ira Hayes was born on the Prima Reservation in Arizona, which is, in being a Native American, they thought Chief Fallen Cloud, hey, that works out really well. He ended up going into the 3rd Parachute Battalion on December 2nd in 1942, part of one of the Special Divisional Troops, and started actually going into the World War II battles like around 1943. He fought a number of different battles in different scenarios, some in Guadalcanal, some Vea la Vea, and some other different battles like the Morganville campaign. The one battle that really stands out for Ira Hayes, the one that he's famous for, happened on Iwo Jima. Now, for those of you who don't know what Iwo Jima was in significance to the United States wanted to capture this Japanese island of Iwo Jima because they thought it would be a great place to launch their planes, planes for the battle. So the Navy and the Air Force just start bombing the snot out of this little island. And it's a tiny little island. It's not huge. It's a tiny little island. But the Japanese, they fought hard, and they did not want to give up the island at all. And the Battle of Iwo Jima actually lasted for almost a month, and it took a long time to actually get through the defenses and actually capture the island. It was quite a horrific battle. Now, on February 19th, 1945, Ira Hayes in the 5th Marine Division landed on Iwo Jima. At that time, they were near the south, and they were near an extinct volcano called Mount Suribachi. And Ira Hayes was part of the 2nd platoon, and the 3rd platoon got to the volcano and actually raised a little flag on the top of this volcano. Now, this is the first flag raising of Iwo Jima. A lot of people don't understand that there's actually 2 flag raisings on Iwo Jima, and that the first flag raising was done by the 3rd platoon of Easy Company on Mount Suribachi. But that flag was small, and it actually didn't signify a lot of triumph that what America wanted. So Hayes and 3 other members of his squad in 2nd platoon were ordered to go lay telephone communication wire and raise a 2nd flag. So Ira Hayes and 3 of his other members of the platoon and a 5th person went up and raised the 2nd American flag. And it was at that moment when they were raising the 2nd American flag, a photographer by the name of Joe Rosenthal captured the image. And this is the image of the flag raising of Iwo Jima, and it's something that a lot of us recognize. Okay, so let's explain some of the guys who were there at the flag raising as well. There was Sergeant Michael Strank, Corporal Harlan Block, PFC Franklin Sousley and PFC Renee Gagnon. Now that's important because once Joe Rosenthal took the picture, these men became iconic war heroes. However, uh, Harlan Block was actually mislabeled in the photo, and for the longest time it was Sergeant Henry Hansen who got the recognition in the photo for Harlan Block. Now that's important because Ira does something that's kind of cool to fix some problems here in a second. So it's important to understand. Now, at the same time, Michael Strank and Harlan Block died probably about 2 days after the second flag raising on Iwo Jima. So they were killed in action. Um, Sousley, Gagnon, and Hayes were asked towards the end of the Battle of Iwo Jima if they would come home from Dwight D. Eisenhower, the president at the time, and he wanted to honor them by putting him in the White House and giving them a hero's welcome. Because this image of the flag raising at Iwo Jima went crazy, went viral. Everybody in the world knew about it, and so they were now national heroes that everyone knew. After World War II, it was a very difficult time for Ira. He didn't like being labeled as a hero. He didn't believe that he did anything better than anyone else out there who sacrificed. He just wanted to be recognized as just a regular person. But all these people would always constantly come up to him and say, "Hey man, you're such a hero. Can I buy you a drink? Can I buy you a drink? Can I buy you a drink?" And Ira would inevitably say yes, and he would start drinking a lot. A lot. During this time, though, he was incredibly frustrated that Hansen got recognized over his buddy Harlan Block. And so Ira made a huge point to speak up and clarify this kind of issue of Hansen getting the recognition over Harlan Block. And so it's sometime in 1946 he decided to hitchhike the 1,300 miles from his reservation community in Gila River, Arizona, to Block's parents' farm in Weslaco, Texas. And so he hitchhiked the 1,300 miles so he could go and tell Block's mother that her son was actually in the photo, and his mother said, "I knew it the minute I saw it. I knew that was my son. Thank you so much. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it." And Ira was actually one of the people who was very, very influential in clearing up the controversy around Hank Hansen and Harlan Block. And for that clarification, we will always be eternally grateful. So Ira Hayes was considered his hero, and because of the image, the iconic image, they wanted to get that captured and portrayed. There was a movie called The Sands of Iwo Jima, starring John Wayne, in which Ira Hayes and the two surviving men, Gagnon and Bradley, were actually in the movie, and John Wayne gives them the flag to go raise it up on Iwo Jima. So when you see the movie, and you see those men, those are actually three men of the five who were raised the flag, and the flag that's given to them is the second flag on of the island of Iwo Jima. Now Ira just wanted to be known as a normal man. He just wanted to go out and work, but the problem is he was a hero. He was recognized. He was seen everywhere. So people were always coming up to him and saying, "Hey, you're a hero. Can I buy you a drink? Hey, you're a hero. Can I buy you a drink?" And he succumbed to alcoholism. It's a very sad story, but that's what ended up happening with Ira. He became an alcoholic. Referring to his alcoholism, he once said, "I was sick. I guess I was about to crack up thinking about my good buddies. They were better than me, and they're not coming back, much less back to the White House like me." He did, however, manage to get sober for the Marine Corps War Memorial dedication on November 10th in 1954, where he was once again heralded by President Dwight D. Eisenhower as a hero. And a reporter there at the time approached Hayes and said, How do you like all the pomp and circumstance? And Hayes answered very honestly, I don't. On January 24th in 1955, he was found dead, lying near an adobe hut where he lived in Sacaton, Arizona. His life has been immortalized in a couple different things. There's a film called The Outsider, starring Tony Curtis. It was pretty much immortalization of his life. In the film Flags of Our Fathers by Clint Eastwood, Ira Hayes is portrayed by Adam Beach. On February 2nd, in 1955, he actually was given a burial in Arlington Cemetery. At the funeral, fellow flag raiser Renee Gagnon said of him, let's see, he had a little dream in his heart that someday the Indian would be like the white man, be able to walk all over the United States. That's a great quote. Ira was a good man. He was a hero. He was a person who gave his life for us. He dedicated his life for us. And on this Veterans Day, as you know, we are here to honor the veterans and those heroes that are out there. So I thought I would share for you this Veterans Day a story of Ira Hayes and help you all know that as much as I care about being Native American, I do care about this country and those people who here are protect us. So as always, my name is Enoch Chapman, and go out and hug yourself a soldier today, and I will see you guys tomorrow.